Hey all you beans out there, today we are trying something really cool. So I got this in Cozumel, and this is Cafe Kin. It's an artisanal coffee. I did some research on the company, and it's actually based right there in Mexico. And they actually make this coffee, and the can is actually, I thought it was like a skin because of the design. It actually is made out of recycled cardboard, so I was super happy to hear that. I've got some of the grounds already put into my French press. We're going to start the steeping, so that way we can start drinking it soon. Ooh, it looks beautiful. Something I want to mention is with this, I actually, when I opened the bag, because it came in this, but inside of it was a silver bag. And when I opened the bag and started pouring the coffee grounds, one green bean inside of it had not been roasted and was chilling in there. And I was like, what is this? And so just kind of wanted to give that guy, to you guys in a little bit of perspective. It actually was like unroasted coffee bean inside of there. So it's kind of interesting. Now, I believe when they say it's coffee or artisan coffee, they're talking more about the artisanal of taking the extra steps to make sure that it's produced and quality coffee. So this should be a good quality coffee. I'm super pumped to try it. I actually picked it up from a store in Cozumel, Mexico, when I was down there right before the virus hit. And I got this one. I've just not gotten a chance to try it. We actually have one more coffee after this to try from Mexico. I'm super excited to try that, guys. Also, I'm wearing my coffee shirt today. I don't know if you guys can tell. It has coffee and then it has a heart right here. But yeah, guys, it's super cool. It says Coffee Bros on the back. So also make sure you guys smash the subscribe button if you're new here on the channel. It helps us keep brewing. Alright guys, it's been about 5.5 minutes, and I don't have a ton of water in here, so I'm going to push it early, because I used smaller ratio of water, smaller ratio of coffee. I'm just going to push that down. Look at that beautiful, beautiful brew. It's looking beautiful, guys. Oh, it smells amazing. Oh, it smells so different. It's a good different, though. I got my coffee cup here. I'm smelling a lot of different aromatics in this coffee than a lot of other coffees that I've tasted in the past and smelled in the past. This one smells good, but it's a different type of smell. This one has more of a tart smell to it. It's a different smell altogether. It's really different. It kind of reminds me of home, like just being home and cozy, and it feels nice. Alright guys, I'm going to try it. See how it is. These are all Arabica beans because I did some research and they said that they use 100% Arabica, so it's higher quality, but it's, I think, less caffeine, so... This is the same blend that Denny's uses. I like this coffee. It reminds me of Denny's, though. Denny's has a little bit more of a charcoal flavor, and that's what I get out of this, like a note of charcoal, which is super cool. I think coffee and charcoal goes well together, like when you get those notes together. This doesn't remind me of, like... This actually is more of like a McDonald's or a Denny's coffee, if you've ever had that. It reminds me of that. And I'm not saying this is cheap coffee. McDonald's actually loses money on their coffee because they get higher quality coffee. This is a higher quality coffee. Denny's, I believe, loses money on their coffee because they also invest in a higher quality coffee. This is a coffee I definitely want to rate higher on the scale. However, and the presentation of their actual recycled cardboard made me super excited, so I do want to rate them higher for that reason. However, there are a few little complaints I have about this coffee. finding unroasted coffee beans inside the actual blend was a little bit alarming to me. So having that aspect of it, maybe they were going for a different taste, but I actually don't think that's what they were doing in this case. For this coffee, I want to give it probably more of a 7 on the scale, just because it felt a lot more like a McDonald's or a Denny's coffee. The presentation, a 7, so it just works really well together. Overall, this is a great coffee. I will definitely drink more of this in the future, but as of right now, I think that I'm done with this cup of coffee. It doesn't smell bad. It doesn't taste bad. So that's not what I'm portraying here. I'm just not the most excited about this. I was hoping for more of a cherry dark coffee, but this one's really great. It has a lot of good notes to it. I almost got like a pumpkin seed note out of it, almost, and it was really cool because that's different. You don't see that in a lot of coffee. This one had more of a nutty toffee flavor, which was great. But again, that wraps back into with, you know, Denny's and McDonald's also use more of a nutty toffee flavor, in my opinion. So I think this is great, guys. I think also how bold the coffee is also dependent on how you brew the coffee. If I'm doing it in a French press, it's going to be different. I'm letting it steep. It's like tea. If you let it steep inside of a French press or inside of something like that, it's going to steep a lot stronger. I like getting my coffee as strong as possible. Drip coffee is where it just sits, the water kind of runs through it really fast. It doesn't have a lot of the steeping process. That's why I don't think drip coffee is that great. I feel like you don't get a lot of flavor from that. When you do more of an espresso, the water's forced through at high pressures, and I think that espresso is really strong and really great in a lot of ways, but this is an espresso. This is French press, and I think that it comes through a lot bolder, which is great, and I think that overall this is a nice 7 out of 10 cup of coffee on the coffee bean scale. I'm definitely getting a toffee flavor. This one's definitely a dark roast. It's not an espresso ground coffee. This one is actually ground for drip coffee, which made me very happy. A lot of foreign countries will actually grind their beans a lot thinner in more of an espresso blend, which makes it interesting because they want to give more of a stronger coffee taste. Now, I think that this has a stronger coffee taste just being a drip coffee, so kudos to them for actually sticking with it. Overall, I really love this coffee. It's different. Overall, I really love this coffee. I just think this is more of a morning coffee. Right now it's a little bit afternoon, so I don't know if this is probably the best time to be drinking coffee. However, I do think this coffee works really well in a French press. It would probably actually do okay in a drip coffee machine if if that's your preferred method. I would not use this in espresso machines. I would not siphon this type of coffee. This type of coffee is special. I would definitely use it only in drip and only in French press because I think that the grounds are a little bit too thick for them to be put into an espresso or any other type of coffee device that's going to be forcing a lot more water and pressure through it. Overall, it was a great roast. I love the coffee beans. The roaster did a really nice job with this. I'm not crapping on this coffee because it's like Denny's coffee. I worked at Denny's, so I drank a lot of their coffee. A lot of it. Now, Denny's has a little bit higher of a charcoal note. This doesn't, I don't get that in this. I want to be clear about that. McDonald's tastes just like this. So I'm almost positive this is the type of coffee McDonald's is ordering. Overall, this is a really great coffee. So, again, guys, if you haven't hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications, do that. It helps us keep brewing. I will see you guys in the next brew, and bye!